Well, welcome in. It's been a long time. I am so sorry. I will explain that as we get into the color along. So we are in Faber Castell into the Polychromoses, and we are in Circle of Life. This was Brittany Rose, and Brittany Rose, I'm sure you've already probably got your book, and by the time I'm done coloring this one page, you're probably going to be done with your book. But at any rate, I have really had a great time, and I know I keep saying this over and over again, but thank you so much for really pushing me in. Well, okay, you didn't push me, but by your asking about the book and then reading what you use for pencils, it really got me up off my backside and said, okay, and I've really been practicing with these pencils and I'm really starting to like them. So many people have commented on it. I don't have everybody's names written down, but I'll do a video on that a little bit later. But they gave some great techniques and some great stuff. So this is going to be day 3, which I think is now like 2 weeks. I apologize for that. So in the meantime, I am trying something new. I made little cards. I'm hoping that this works. So the FC is just going to be for Faber Castell and then short for Polly's. That's the name. And then I just put that little swatch down just because, again, I need to see the color to know what I may not know exactly what I'm doing, but I really do need to see the color. So hopefully that's going to make it a little bit easier. These pencils are very complicated for me to see the little numbers, and I have been going through, let me see. So if you guys saw, I have the 36 and I'm doing a video, well, not a video, but I've done a page where all I did was the color combination or the colors from the 36. And I've started putting my little labels on so that I can see them a lot easier. And it's so much easier for me to see this than it is for me to see that. So I've only got that far. I have this set and the other set that I have to do. So if for any reason you only have the 36, or let's say you only want to get the 36 set, there are so many different ways to do your coloring. You don't need the full 120. I'm just lazy. I hate to say that, but I'm lazy. I want all the colors. I don't want to have to kind of come up with colors. I'm lazy. I don't want to work any harder. I don't want to work any harder than I have to. But I had a great time. The 36 is easier for me to color at night in my chair than it is the full 120, though I do. So this is coming from the 120. I've already done 2 days. The first day was a little bit longer. Second day was shorter. Today, my goal is to color this down here and then to try to figure out what I'm going to do with these little flower sections. I don't think I want this to be realistic, so I think what I might do is carry the dark on the background and then do the little flowers. But for today, we're going to work on here, we're going to work down here, and we are just going to enjoy our coloring time. So let's get into it. The main colors that were up here is the walnut brown, which is 177, and the Van Dyke brown, which is the 176. So those are going to be probably the 2 main colors. Might use the gold, I don't know. So to get started, we're going to do the Poly 177, and I think I'm going to keep it right here. I'm going to bring us down so you can see a little better. If for some reason I ever forget to go down, don't forget, you can pinch. So you go like this, hit your screen. I had somebody email me about this, so I thought everybody knew, but that's okay. I learn things all the time. If you touch your screen and pinch and drag out on your tablet or your iPhone, or not iPhone, but your smartphone, it will zoom in. On your TV, I know if you go down, like hit your button, go down, and then go to the side, there's a zoom button there. But I am going to try to get better at zooming down. I just want to make sure I don't zoom past where I'm coloring. Outside of that, let's get into it. I'm going to just bring us a deep dive, and we're going to start right. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. I am going to do my best to live up to my promise for you guys where I'm not, let's see, does that work? Okay, that should work. If not, I can fix it. But I'm going to do my best to live up to my promise where I am not going to edit these. That first one was really long and I did have to edit, but the good, the bad, and the ugly is kind of what we're doing. That way you get to see what coloring really does look like. So if you're brand new, if you are a seasoned veteran and you're like, wow, this is super chatty and boring, you can turn me down. So you don't have to listen to me. You can also go up to the top corner. So if you're on your YouTube, you can go up over here. You hit, there's the little gear, and you can speed this whole thing up. So you can hear me super fast, or you turn down and just watch it super fast. So hopefully that helps. That way it kind of covers everybody. So we're going to dive into it. So back up here, if you hadn't watched that one, I did it kind of in a wave. I call it just a wave. So I just kind of went like this with the deeper color. When I'm doing fast metal, that's kind of what I do, just because sometimes you just want a fast color. And on these that are very doodly-ish, I don't know if that's really a word, but if they're doodly-ish, I'm not going to color everything in. So I'm going to, this one was a wave. This one, I'm going to start on the outside with the dark, which is the 177. And then I will come in with the 176 and kind of do the striations a little bit. So we'll get into that. So at any rate, I hope everybody is doing well. I'm sorry for my little bit of an absence. I did have quite a few people, and you guys are so sweet. I had several messages here. I had messages in my email, and I am so sorry. It was just so much. I mean, and it's not boo-hoos, but we'll go through it quickly because who cares about real life? We come here, we come here to escape. But everybody has been asking, so, we do have to talk a little bit about personal and then we'll move on. So at any rate, we did have a storm that came it's almost been 2 weeks, guys, 2 weeks. We were not in the path at all. However, we did get some rather stronger than normally-ish winds. And like I said in the post, when you live in areas, you just know what you're up against. We grew up in California, so it was, we grew up with wildfires, flooding, earthquakes. That's just kind of what California did. If it wasn't shaking, it was, okay. So if it wasn't raining, then you got super dry and, yes, I did. If you didn't have a rainy season, then everything would catch on fire in the canyons. Then the fires would come and then the rains would come. And you're like, oh, great. Why didn't you come before the fire came? So now everything that had been on the canyons are now gone. So you get mudslides. Well, as you get the mudslides, all the homes start sliding down the hills. That's not fun at all. So if you're not sliding and flooding and burning, then you're quaking and shaking. So that's kind of how we grew up. And, as kids, you don't know the difference. I mean, you were just prepared and ready that if you had to go, you had to go. And, that's the joy of being a child. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Though my poor parents, they were always like, oh, here we go. So every place has its, whatever, downfall or, whatever. So here, tornadoes are kind of a thing. Luckily, we have never, we've kind of been in one, but it wasn't a direct hit to our house. When we were first moving here, my husband had been here for, no joke, he'd been here for like 8 hours. And the next morning I got a message that says, hey, just want to let you know I'm safe. Everything's okay. And I was like, oh, that's a crazy message. Why would he be leaving me a message like that? And this was back in the day when you'd turn on the news. But I turned on the news and I was like, hey, wait, I know that city. Wait, I know that street. And I was like, oh, immediately I'm calling him. And he's like, no, it hit. He goes, it hit right next door. I was like, ooh, scary. So at any rate, after the winds came, we live Okay, it's really flat where we live. However, we also have an area where we are, so I'm going to go up a little bit on these. We kind of live in an area where we're in a little bit of a divot. There's the people up to the side of us. They're a little bit higher. When I say higher, they're really not that much higher. However, they catch the winds more than we do. And they lost a massive tree. It was about 2 years ago, one of the big branches fell on their house. It was like, oh my gosh. Nobody was hurt. Everything was okay. But this year, they finally lost the tree, which was very sad. Very, very sad that they finally lost that tree. And then, of course, everybody, the big thing is everybody's like, hey, okay, I'm going to slide over here. Everybody's like, cute little neighbor boy. Hi, is our trampoline in your backyard? Like, oh no. I go, did you guys lose your trampoline? He goes, again, we lost our trampoline. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. So it's cute. Like they just go from house to house. Did you find a trampoline in your yard? And then everybody's kind of doing the, this isn't my trash can. Is this your trash can? And then somebody had posted on our little website thing, is someone missing is someone missing a chicken? I was like, oh my gosh, poor little chicken. So the chicken was happily rehomed and it's doing well. I guess she's back to laying all of her eggs and just being a happy, productive chicken. So at any rate, those are just kind of the funny little things that we work and deal with. So again, we were not affected by it, except for your yard just is torn up. I mean, trash is everywhere. My sweet neighbor, I have such fabulous neighbors. I'm very, very lucky to have just awesome neighbors. And he always says, this is God's way of trimming our branches for us. And if that is not the truth, because you get pieces and they're all about this big, about 4 inches or so, 5 inches, and they're all over the yard. And it's the wind clipping off the new growth that has happened through the year. So on the years that we don't get the big heavy winds, then the trees kind of grow out. And so you have that. And then, of course, all the branches. So as I've bored you guys sufficiently talking about the wind, but with the wind comes power outages, lines go down. We're in an older neighborhood, so we still have power lines that are above ground. And unfortunately, we lose our power not frequent, but on average, on a good year, we'll lose our power twice a year. On a not so great year, we could lose it 3 or 4 times. So it's not horrible. It's just part of life, So we have recovered from that. And then of course, winds came again. They were not as hard. They were not, as devastating as a couple of weeks ago, but they did create havoc in the yard again. Plus, it's yard cleanup time. I saw my first hummingbird yesterday. I was like, so let's see, what is today? I don't even know what today. Hold on, let me look. Okay, so it was the 23rd yesterday. Oh, it was such a cute little hummingbird, and it was all around the windows, hunting around, thinking it was going to have food. And I'm like, yeah, you need to move along. The kites are out and the hawks are out. They're going to eat you, and you're going to turn into fast food. 176. So I used to have all the hummingbird feeders out just because I wanted to have an oasis of all the little hummingbirds. And then one day, I don't know if I've told this story or not, but one day I was washing dishes and I was just enjoying the little bird feeder, or the little hummingbird feeder, and this cute little hummingbird was there. It was just eating away. And then all of a sudden, like in a blink of an eye, something just dove past like that. And I was like, what? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I'm like, no. And the hawk, he sits over, not that you can see, but he sits over there in this really big, massive tree. And he took that little hummingbird and gave it to the mama of the nest, and mama gave it to the birds. You could hear the little birds chirping, and I was like, oh no. And Mr. Nixie was like, the circle of life. And I was like, no, I don't want the circle of life. And then from that moment, I'm like, I am not going to be the jack in the box of the neighborhood for these little hummingbirds. I am not. I just can't handle that. I know I sound like a dork, but I was so mad at that kite. I just wanted to smack it. Which, I mean, I know it has to have a life too. But I was very mad at that kite. So at any rate, yesterday, okay, oh, sorry, 177. I'm just going to darken these a little bit more along the side. I was sitting doing some paperwork, which that's another part of my big, long story. So I was sitting here doing paperwork, and all of a sudden I just looked up and I was like, oh, you're back again. And I'm like, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. There's some flowers on the other side of the house. You can go over, you can go over there and eat there. That way, if one of the kites gets you, I don't have to see it. Or if the hawks, the kites, whatever is going to get you, I don't have to watch it and be sad. So that was the story of that. I know. Such an exciting life that we live. And then, okay, so I'm going to go back to my 176. Let's see, what else have I been? Oh, taxes. Oof. In the United States, we have tax time. I'm sure all of you throughout the globe, the world, you have tax time too. I'm not familiar with when your tax time is, but our tax time will shortly be coming. So just trying to get all the paperwork going and trying to get that all set up. And, you know, it's not really that time yet, but it is the time to start like collecting and getting prepped and ready. So that was joyful, and it's always just so much fun. And trying to get a gauge of how much are we gonna owe. Sadly, we owe, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just hard to have your money go, and you're like, ugh. But it's one of the joys, and I wouldn't have it any other way, to be quite honest. Though it would be nice if we didn't have to spend it on things that may not necessarily be always the best for everybody, but it is what it is, and we just move on with life. And then, I have big projects, well, I shouldn't say they're not massive projects, but they are some big projects. I don't know if you're this person in your family or not, but in my family, okay, this is a little sad. I don't mean to make people sad. But, you know, as someone passes away in your life, and I've just become the keeper of all pictures, records, whatever somebody felt was like the most important in their life, though they've always kind of found their way towards me. And so I have been trying to organize just the things that I've done through our life as a family. And then I pulled out these boxes, and I'm like, okay, you got to tackle it. This is the year. You're going to do it. Like, hunker down and get her done. Like, just get her done. Ugh. It stirs up a lot of good memories and sad memories. And I was like, oh, I didn't think I was going to be touched by some of this stuff so much. But I've been going through pictures, and I've been going through, and like some of these pictures, I'm like, it's so hilarious because Guys, I know I crack myself up. I try not to laugh so much. I know people are like, oh, you're so silly and you just are just too excited about things. And I'm like, well, I'm just lucky to be alive. So that's why. To be honest, that is true honesty. I'm lucky to be alive. And so every day is just an absolute joy for me. Or if it's not a joy, I try to make it a joy. But like some of these pictures, and even I had some, I'm like, why do I have this picture? And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just a Nixie thing. It's a human thing, or at least my family, it's a human thing. There's like this picture and it's all like this, and it's like, it's all out of focus. It looks like maybe at the beach or at the mountains. There is nothing there. There is literally nothing there in that picture. And there's 2 copies. Oh, it just cracks me up. It literally cracks me up. Okay, so the pencil that I gave such a big, boo-hoo to is the copper, the 252. It's actually getting a little better. Not much, not much. I would definitely say Faber Castell could get rid of their metallics. Now, I do kind of like, what are they called? Oh, I'm losing losing a word. How could that be? What is that? They were really big, like in the 80s. All of you are now screaming, you know what it is. Anyway, the really big, bright, bold colors. It'll come to me when I'm not fully thinking. I do like those because I like to color them for the fish, but they could really get rid of those in their sets. So anyway, now I'm just going to go down the center of it. I'm not going as slow as I would when you go to, or if you go to do this, if you go to color this page, you'll take your time in doing this. I'm just trying to give you like a base of where to start from so that you can kind of get going, and then you launch off this. Like, you take one little piece and go, what about this? Do it, like grab it and go. It's awesome. So at any rate, all those pictures of, I'm like, okay, I got to go through all that. So that has been a really huge, massive project to go through. And I know that sounds so silly, but I looked up one day and it was like 5 hours later. The entire Saturday was gone. I was like, oh, I cannot believe I spent this much time going through all of this. But then I was like, well, this is the reason why. This is the reason why this project never gets done, because it just never gets done. So I've been working on that. And I did have somebody email me, you know who you are. And she asked, how's your computer problem? I'm like, oh, it's still a problem. And it's more me. Okay, it is the computer, but it is me. I am horrible at making decisions when it comes to tech. The reason being is I hate tech. I hate tech. It hates me. I hate it. We have a great love affair. We love to hate each other. And it won't matter because it's going to come in damaged or something. As you know, if any of you have been here for a while, every time I do like my little small holes, there is something that's damaged. It happened again this week. You will see it in the next video or two. And I'm like, I opened it up and I was like, dang it all, why? Why is it always one of my packages? So I know it's just, I need to buckle down. I need to do the research, and I need to figure out what computer Mr. Nixie is going to buy me, because I don't know. And it's hard because I don't want to spend the money on a computer. But the fact of the matter is, you cannot live life without a computer. And everything we do is on a computer. So I just have to buck it up, suck it up, and deal with it, Buttercup. Just get in there and get her done. So hopefully this one, I'm trying to keep things under 30 minutes or so, because that seems to be about where the breaking point is for the computer. And we are knocking on that very closely for today. So, okay, and let's see. Okay, I might have to break this up and start over again. So if you see a small little thing, you'll know. Like I said, I won't do too much editing because I want you to see exactly what it is, but I'm going to break that apart. And so I got new coloring books. So excited. I am very sad. Very sad on a couple. Okay. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna stop right here, and for you guys, it's gonna be just a second. For me, it's gonna be a minute because I'm gonna reload and be right back. Okay. So, in the coloring world, remember how, okay, if you've been here for a while, you know I always say, hey, it's just paper, don't worry about it, there's plenty of it out in the world. There isn't plenty of it out in the world, and I'm bummed. So sorry, I digress a little bit. I even had, Chrissy had said, hey, do you know about this book? And I thought I did, and I thought I got it, found out, no, that isn't the book. By the time I figured out the book, it's sold out, it's gone. And I'm like, no. But it's okay. For everybody else that got the book, I am so extremely happy for you. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to move my little, oh no, whoops, hold on. I got to turn on my side lamp. Okay, so we're going to go back to 177. And we're going to do this ring and then this ring right here. So the book that came out, and I have just been introduced to this, and I was calling it wrong on my other video. I was calling it Coloring Haven, and it's not Haven, it's Heaven. So there is a color, I think it's a color Haven, and then there's Coloring Heaven. Hopefully I've got that right. So at any rate, I found the one book, and it was a Hannah Lynn with another artist. And I did a flip through. I'll put it at the end of the video if you're interested in seeing it. But the one that came out that they were talking about was I've got it written down. Hold on. What is it? Oh, Coloring Heaven Pocket. And it was the Hannah Carlson. Oh, it's gone. And I am so sad. So sad. But Nixie, you snooze, you lose. But I was so bummed. So I was like, well, so much for me saying, hey, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there. Well, there's plenty of it out there if you can get to it. So at any rate, I want to say congratulations to all of you out there that got that little book. It does look darling. I am not at all surprised that that sold out. Darling little book. I cannot wait to see all of the fun coloring pages that you guys are going to do. And I'm just going to have to live vicariously through you because it doesn't look like I said, I don't know much about them. Just kind of coming on to them a little bit. It doesn't look like they are a reprint type thing. It's like it's a one and done. So well played, well done, all of you colorists out there that got that book. I'm super excited for you guys. So if any of you got that book, pop it down in chat and put like a smiley face or a, I got it, or, you know, whatever. I cannot wait to see all of your pages. It's super, super fun. Let's see, my Once Upon a Coloring Book series, as I call it, my Once Upon a Time. Let's see, what was my other one? My Big Wish. Oh, it's My Big Wish and My Big Hunt. Have any of you ever had a coloring book that you're like, wait, I want that. And then again, like kind of like that little magazine, it's like out of print. It's the first time that this has happened to me. And so I'm kind of like, oh, I'm slightly bummed. So there is a book, I have it written down too. It's Mermaids in Paradise by Denise Keltec. It's K-L-E-T-T-E. Keltec? Keltec? I know I'm saying that wrong. Looks like such a sassy little book, and it came out in 2016 or 2017. So that was before my time in the coloring world, and I have been on the hunt, and boy, I tell you what, that thing is elusive. I cannot find it anywhere. So that's my big hunt. We're going to go to 176. So that's my big hunt that I'm trying to find. So is there a place that you guys go? Because I'm thinking I'm going to all the right places. Facebook Marketplace, I've been there. I've been to Etsy, which I know Etsy isn't going to really have it, but I thought, well, you know, I'm on there sometimes anyway, so might as well look for it. eBay, and then there was another place where there was someplace else. Oh, Book Depot, Book Depository, something like that. I don't know. It's one of those book ones. Psh, they're long gone from there. So am I missing something? Where do you guys look? Like when you have a book that is that elusive little book that you want really bad, where do you go? Where do you find it at? I'd be curious. I'd be really curious to know. Asking for a friend. No, I'm asking for me. Nixie wants to know. And again, I say this all the time. I am so grateful that you all come here and spend time and watch and leave just awesome. You guys leave such awesome comments. And I will say again, there are times I feel horrible because you're supposed to come here to try to learn. Not that you're not going to learn much in this channel for sure, but I try to bring something of value to the community. It's just more of a, hey, thank you guys for being here. And I always learn more from you guys. You guys are just amazing in your stuff. So I always appreciate you. So we're going to go with the 252 and just kind of do like the little highlights here and there. But yeah, I always learn more from you guys. So if you know where to find those little elusive books, let me know. And then I'd be curious to know, is there a book you're on the hunt for? So my big miss was the little magazine. The other one, the Mermaids in Paradise, I can't really say that it was a miss because I wasn't around. But that is some paper I would love to get a hold of. I would love to get a hold of that paper for sure. And then I was thinking the other day, it's like, okay, my big miss. Oh, I think I'm shaking the table a little much. That's kind of weird. Sorry about that, guys. These pencils do require a little bit more work than the other ones. So I was just thinking the other day on my Once Upon a Coloring book, I was like, well, that was my big miss, and then my big hunt, and then I was like, what's my big wish? Like, what would be my big wish? And I was like, oh yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, but it is the Book of Wildergon. Oh man, that book is amazing. It's gone up in price, which everything has just gone up in price, as it should. I mean, things just cost more to do. But, oh, that big Book of Wildergon, I'm like, oh, that is such a cool book. And that is truly like, that's a big reach. That's a big goal. That's a big out there everything. The cost of it, so here in the United States, the shipping on it is like half the book. I think it's like $30, $27.87 or something like that. And I'm like, wow. But shipping is such an issue right now. Patch, if you're out there and you're listening to me, sweetie, Oh, I hope you got my email. Shipping is just such a nightmare right now, coming in and out of where I'm at. So, okay, so we did really good on that. And now, oh, you know what? I almost messed up. So, gonna do just this little piece right here. I don't know if you can see it, but, and you know what? I think I'm going to pull, oh dear, I don't have a card for this. Let me see. Yeah, you know what? Okay, I don't have a card for this, but it is 267 pine green. 267 pine green. Let's see if I can get that to focus. And it's going to be weird because you would think, oh, black. And black isn't always the color that I like to use to give like a base shadow. Sometimes I really like these deeper greens. The other one that's a really good one is a red. Reds work really well to get your base color down. So I want this to be a little bit darker than up here. So now I hope, I didn't test this out. This works really great on Prisma. I'm hoping it works on Polys. I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, so we're gonna be back to 177. So at any rate, that's kind of my thing with my my little books. I really don't need any more books, but man, do I really want some more books. And I'm on the hunt for mermaid books because Anixie wants more of the mermaid books. I've got some that are in my basket. So like right now, that was the other thing. What's in my basket? I've got my little list over here. So my Once Upon a Coloring book. So I have the miss. What did I miss? What is my big hunt? What's my big reach, my big goal? And what's sitting in my shopping cart. So right now I have Pop Mango Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures. I'm trying to remember who asked me. Somebody asked me, and I wish I could remember. And now I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember who asked, but somebody did ask if I had it, and I'm like, no, I don't have it, but it's been in my cart. Grains of Gold by Hannah Carlson. I'm actually everything. I just need to put everything in there that I don't have, which for her is pretty much everything. Let's see, Tales from Atlantis. Oh, I really want that one. Ocean Coloring Book by J.R. Hampson. I've never had a J.R. Hampson book before. And so I was like, oh, you know what? I was looking at his Christmas one, and then I saw that he had an ocean one. And I thought, well, I would really like to give, really love to give his book a try, or books a try. People seem to really love his books. So I thought, well, that would be fun. And then which is and there was somebody else here on the channel. I need to really write down your names. Wild Summer by Mythographics. That was one that somebody had recommended. I looked at that. I was like, oh, you, my friend, you know what Nixie loves. I was like, that is such a cool book. So that's what's in my cart right now. So that's my trip around Once Upon a Coloring book. So all the different things that I do. And then, for anybody that doesn't have, even though we're using Polychromos right now, if you don't have the what am I trying to say? The Prismacolors. If you don't have that set, they are on sale right now, or at least here in the United States, in Amazon, they're on sale for like $112. Now it's about $12 to $17 more than what they were, say, a couple of years ago when they were on sale. But that is a really good deal. I mean, I think it comes down to like 6 to 8 cents more a pencil. But for the 150 set for $112, that is not a bad deal. So I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm not trying to do anything, but if you didn't know about it, if it didn't pop up in your Amazon and you've been looking for it, just FYI, it's there and you may want to look at them because I think that's a pretty stellar deal. Will they go less than that? Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but maybe not. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here, and I want this to be a little bit lighter, so I'm going to do the 183, and that is the burnt sienna, okay, burnt sienna. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to try really hard to just get in there between all the little flowers. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so it has like a little bit of that back color. So at any rate, so if you guys are looking for the Prismas and that's something that's on your list, if I needed a set, I would probably buy it because that's a pretty decent, that's the best I've seen in the last, I don't follow them as closely as I once did. And it's only because I have my set and then I have a backup set and I have the 24 set. So I'm pretty good right now. But I think it's been like a year and a half, 2 years that I bought my backup set. And I think they were getting rid of some of the sets because they were coming up with the new artwork for the pencils. And so a lot of us picked them up when they were $95, but I've not seen that in a long, long time. So, but anyway, just wanted to share that with you. Trying to think what else I do need to get better at following certain things in the coloring world. That way I'm not, well, I'll still be the last one and I'll still be late to the party, but hopefully I won't be as tremendously late as, as I tend to be on things. So that's it for coloring books. I wrote down some things this week that I was like, what do I need to focus and work on? So my big thing is I got to finish some pages. I've been a little scattered with everything. So I'm trying to finish up pages for this month. Okay, so I'm going to carry this down here. Believe it or not, I am still a big disorganized mess. I know. You're shocked and surprised, I bet. My big thing is to get all my numbers on my pencils. Oh, whoopsie. Oh, that doesn't matter. A little bit there. It's not going to hurt. I'm still trying to get all my swatches together. Let's see what else. Trying to get organized. Oh, okay. So to try to help with filming, and sadly I am getting a lot of stuff. That was not my intention. I did not want to have that much stuff, but I have acquired quite a little bit of stuff. I don't need any more. Well, okay, I still need a couple more coloring books, but I don't need any more stuff. So I am looking at kind of developing like a little area, like where I film right now is on a desk. It's a stand-up sit-down desk, as I called it, my stand-up sit-down fight desk. So when I was working full-time, and I love this desk. It's a great desk. Because normally I would stand up as I was teaching and making, doing all the stuff that I was doing and talking to people and all of that. But I love it because I can sit down and do things. I can stand up and do things. So I love it. And I'm like, I could kind of make this a little bit of an area. Mr. Nixie, he shares it with me every once in a while. He doesn't care. I care more than he cares because I don't want him to be booted off the desk. But I am looking at, it's like, how far do I want to go into this? And I'm like, Well, you got a channel, you're in pretty deep. So I'm trying to figure out, do I go ahead and take the plunge and kind of create like a little space, a little area? Oh, that's the other project. Okay, I'm going to show how old I am. I have over there, I have not one, I have two filing cabinets. When was the last time you knew somebody had a filing cabinet? I mean, is that crazy or what? But I've always used one. I mean, for work, I needed to have one. And of course it had to be a locking one and, you know, all of that. So I am like going through, and that was my other big project, is I cleaned one completely out. So you can imagine what this looks like. I cleaned that out. I cleaned a box or two of pictures. Ooh, the space is a little bit full. Had the wind come through the office, life would have been fantastic. It would have just blown it all away and I wouldn't have had to worry about it. Okay, so we're good there. All right, beautiful, excellent. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to lift that up. That puts us at almost 20 minutes on this, 20 to 30 minutes on the other one. That's almost a full hour. Well, not a full hour, but you know what I mean. That's a lot of Nixie. I think I'm going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm going to splice these together and then I'm going to have this out. If not, it may have to go in two versions. So it'll be a day 3 and a day 4. But that gets us where we want to go. So next time we'll do the flowers and the vine, and then that'll get us completely done with the lantern. Then we're going to work on the branches, the leaves, and the little cherry blossoms. So at any rate, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Sorry, this one was really chitty chatty. I appreciate every single one of you. Know that I absolutely love and adore you. I hope that you are having a great day. And remember, I wish you the sharpest of pencils, the brightest of markers. Yeah, and remember, it's just paper. There's plenty of it out there until it's not out there. So I guess I'm going to have to change my tagline because yes, there's plenty of paper, but guess what? The best part is there's going to be new paper out there and I will find the new paper. So remember, it's just paper. You can go find more paper if you can't find the exact paper that you want. So anyway, again, thank you guys so much. Have a great one. Bye-bye.